APSC here, back with another video. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, guys. Today I'm doing a video about Layvin Kurzawa. Probably haven't pronounced his first name wrong, but when in Rome. Just wanted to do a video today on him because there has been a lot of links with Layvin Kurzawa from PSG, 27-year-old left back. Now, this has stemmed from Arteta saying that currently we have no wing backs, which is true because Tierney's out, Kolasinac is out, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, although our best wing back at the moment, he isn't a wing back. So we really do have none. And this has been a problem that we've had throughout the season with injuries, with Tierney getting injured and dislocating his shoulder, with Kolasinac being injured at times. We haven't really had any wing backs, and this is where the links have come from. And the reason why Kurzawa has come up as well is that he would be available for free in the next window, but apparently Arteta would be looking to do a deal this window coming up based on the fact that, as I said, we have no fullbacks, we have no wingbacks. Now, analysing Kurzawa, do I think he would be an upgrade on our wingbacks now? Yes and no. I think that there is a lot of elements of his game that is better than Kolasinac. I think he's stronger defensively than Kolasinac, and I think he's fitter. I've noticed with Kurzawa, he has the tenacity and the fitness to be able to go up and down the field very comfortably. He is very intense in respects of how he's pressing. He goes into tackles hard. He doesn't shy away from a tackle. Although Kolasinac is apparently Thomas the Tank Engine, he doesn't at times show the intensity that you would expect from a player that size. I would say I think that's changed under Arteta. That was more so before. But defensively, I think he would be offering a lot more than Sead Kolasinac. Now, Kolasinac, yeah, he can take a man on in respects of just running and just sort of using his sheer strength and pace. But Kurzawa is a lot more calculated and a lot more tricky than Kolasinac as well. You know, I have been able to see Kurzawa play in Champions League, and he can very comfortably beat a man and look to take it on. He has more of a passing range than Kolasinac. What I found with Kolasinac is that he doesn't really offer too many avenues of passing. You know, he'll happily take it down the left and put a cross in. I don't think his crossing's really anything special. He doesn't really try to mix it up with what he does on the ball. He either, if he's playing a little bit deeper, will play it into Xhaka, who will spray it into the midfield, or he'll just take the ball down the left. He doesn't really offer that clever sort of pass. And what I've noticed with Kurzawa is that if he has the ball on the left-hand side, he will more often than not also look for the through ball for the attacker, sort of like a defense splitting pass from the wing. And I don't think Kolasinac does that. I don't think he has that footballing knowledge and footballing brain to be able to do that consistently. I have seen with Kurzawa, although he is playing in a weaker league, he is consistently able to do that. One thing that I've also noticed with Kurzawa as well is that he's good in the air. And for the Premier League, that is a bread and butter thing that you need to be good at. I think Kolasinac is good in the air, mainly due to his size, but I genuinely believe that Kurzawa is probably better. He gets up and he times headers better than Kolasinac does. And, you know, I think that, genuinely speaking, he'd be a pretty good fit for the Premier League, simply because he has a good footballing brain. He's quite strong defensively, as well as going forward. He's not one of those wing backs that's going to offer too many goals. However, he can pop up with an assist every now and then. But as Maitland-Niles has been doing on the other side, where he's been supporting the wings, he's not necessarily one of our main avenues of attack. I think Kurzawa would play a similar role on the left-hand side, although he probably doesn't offer as much going forward as Kolasinac attacking in regards to how we like to go out down our left-hand side at the moment. You would have noticed against Crystal Palace that, you know, we were really looking to use Kolasinac's sides because we do really see him as a threat. Defensively, will definitely be a lot surer on that left-hand side. So, would I go for Kurzawa? I probably would have before said no, but because we're in a position where we don't have any wingbacks and because he'll go for free in the summer window, we'd probably be able to get Kurzawa on the cheap. I'm probably thinking less than £20 million. Now, People will ask if we bring Kurzawa in, where does that leave Kolasinac? Where does that particularly leave Kieran Tierney, our new signing from Celtic that hasn't really got going yet because he's had a dislocated shoulder? That is a good question. Would Arteta look to bring in Kurzawa in the long run as a short-term option or as a replacement for someone like Kolasinac? There was speculation that Kolasinac was going to move back to Schalke at one point. There has been a speculation that other clubs are eyeing up Kolasinac. I personally would keep Kolasinac a little bit longer to see what he can offer under a new manager. There has been times where I've been incredibly frustrated with Kolasinac because of his lack of defensive ability and at times downright laziness when dropping back. That has changed under Arteta. You would have seen he was on his haunches against Man United. He was struggling against Chelsea because he's never really ran that much at Arsenal before. So, I am seeing a positive change in Kolasinac, but at the same time, if I was directly comparing Kolasinac to Kurzawa, who do I think is the better footballer overall? And I am going to go with Kurzawa because if Kolasinac didn't have his brute strength and he didn't have that sort of pace, would Kolasinac be a good left back? I'm probably going to go with no, in respects that if he didn't really have that sort of strength and ability, those physical sort of attributes, which he does at the end of the day, people could say, oh, you can't really say that because he already does have that. True, he does, but I'm just saying, footballing wise, with a footballing brain, Kurzawa is the better option. Now, I'm all for competition in the squad. I think that is something, particularly 3 to 4 seasons ago, we lacked. We had strikers that didn't have any competition. Someone like Giroud back in the day didn't have any competition, so he wasn't really pressured to perform consistently. We have got that a little bit more now, but I think if you're going to bring Kurzawa in, one of the left backs that we have has to go. I'm all for competition, but I think having 3 left backs on the books is too much. It's tough because we haven't really seen Kieran Tierney play, but I genuinely believe that Kieran Tierney could become one of the best left backs in the world. Kurzawa is a solid left back, a very, very solid, but he's not exactly been in the conversation of one of the best wing backs worldwide. You could argue maybe if he went to a different league and he wasn't playing in the Farmers League, that could change, but I think Kurzawa is a good option. He's good enough for Arsenal, but I don't think he's that left back that's going to take us to the next level. However, if he adjusts to the Premier League, you could argue being 27 years old, he's coming into his peak, he could completely change and become twice the player that he is now. Particularly because of his attitude, he's a strong competitor. He already has that sort of attitude where he doesn't shy away from match situations. He doesn't shy away from pressure situations. He's played in the Champions League. He's got a lot of experience there. He's played with high quality players at PSG, although the league isn't that good. I genuinely think that if we bring Kurzawa in, Kolasinac must go at the end of the season. And, that's not necessarily saying Kolasinac hasn't been good enough, although I don't think he has in the long run. He has improved, though, over the last 2 months or so. I do think that Kurzawa would be a better option, particularly for this price available. If Kurzawa had 3 years left on his contract and we were going for him, it probably wouldn't be worth it based on his price. But because he's available on the cheap and he's only got six months left on his contract, I think we should get this done. I think he would offer good competition for Tierney when he comes back. And if you said to me 18 months ago you would have Kieran Tierney and Kurzawa as your left backs, I would have snapped your hand off then and said, yes, please, because that is the sort of depth that we need to elevate ourselves to the next level. Once we have the left sorted, though, we really need to sort out our right back, because although Maitland-Niles is doing a very good job, I don't think he's the answer. I don't think Bellerin's the answer. Is it the answer there? But Kurzawa would be an effective piece of the jigsaw puzzle to bring in. And, he would offer a lot of depth. He would offer a lot of quality. Maybe not that sort of X factor from a left back, but defensive-wise, he would really offer a lot more. And not particularly, but even attacking with some of the through balls, he would offer something a little bit different. Maybe a whole other avenue to attack, a whole other avenue to sort of get ourselves in goal-scoring positions. But that's pretty much all I have time for today, guys. I just wanted to analyze Layvin Kurzawa. Will he be a good fit for Arsenal? Let me know in the comments section. Please feel free to check some of my other videos out as well. This is APFC, all Arsenal content, but not exclusively so. Please keep your eyes peeled because I'm going to be doing a preview for the Arsenal-Sheffield game a little bit later on. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day.